Hello everybody and welcome in. I thought I'd just nip on and do, while I'm here, just doing the other recordings, do you a Beltaine reading as well to see what the energies are for Beltaine. So we've got the Work Your Light cards and going to use the Goliath deck. Do you know, I often forget the name of my cards and think, in fact, I often forget lots of things. Brain's never been the same since menopause. But I'm just used to it now. Okay, so let's see. What do we need to know? What do we need to know for Beltaine? What messages has Spirit got for the collective? What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate the Beltaine energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Okay, Beltaine, good time to reflect on that. Get yourself into alignment. And with that, we've got Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. This is what we're doing when we get into alignment. Okay, we're all here together, the collective, helping humanity. Okay, and then we've got the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So yeah, this, when we align our lives, we just crack open into blossoming and blooming. And life flows. So that's your message for today for Beltaine. Get into flow, get aligned, and see how your life changes. Okay, so what do we need to know for Beltaine 2023? Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate the Beltaine energies for our highest and our greatest good? What do we need to know? So let's see, where are we? Okay, so we start off with the card with no name. And I'll talk you through that in a moment, my interpretation of it. Going into the past, we've got masks. Below, we've got the Sacred Heart. Above, we've got the Six of Cups, the reuniting pond. Sacred Heart is the heart of our Goliath. Masks is the hidden wolf. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Great Wheel. I'll show you these cards as well as I'm talking through them. We've got the King of Swords, the Father of the Night. We've got the Knight of Wands, the kind-hearted Moose. And we've got the Ten of Cups, the Joyous Sky. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Shaman, the Medicine Healer. Okay, we have got the Eight of Cups here, I've seen, the High Door. Okay, so, walking away from something. Okay, so where we find ourselves, we've got the card with no name. So you can sort of make your own interpretations for this. For me, what I see here is I see it as like a totem, a tree. I also see it as like sort of electricity coming in, lightning coming in, and negative and positive flipped. It's almost like everything lit up, so you see the opposite. And for today, I'm actually seeing it as a bit like the Tower. that sort of when lightning strikes the tower, it reveals what has been hidden. You know, things that were in the dark come to light. We see the negative, and I don't mean negative as in something bad, but the thing that was hidden is lit up. You know, like in old school photography. Okay, and you'd have your film, and it would you'd have the sort of the film would be the negative of the picture. That's a sense I'm getting today with this card of, you know, some truth or something comes in and lights up all the shadow, and it's like one of those epiphanies, or eureka moment, or, you know, as you come into alignment, and suddenly the truth is revealed to you, and it's like, oh, wasn't expecting that. Okay, so that's the energy I'm getting for that today. Going into the past, we may have been working, this regularly comes up in these types of readings, and because we're in eclipse season, stepping more into your authenticity, standing out on your own, letting go of the sheep's clothing, and daring to be yourself. So you may have been working on that, and it could have cracked open your heart, the sacred heart of El Goliath, the ever unfolding rose. Once we come into alignment, once we step into our authentic self, it just cracks us open. Okay, and we start blossoming, heart-centered. It starts off small, and maybe earlier in the year, maybe, you know, starting at in bulk or something like that around that time. The little cracks, the masks just starting to fall away, and maybe over the last 3 months or so, you've been getting more of yourself, stepping more into your authenticity, more into alignment with who you really are. You know, the mask is dropped, and it's like, this is me. Yeah, you like me or you don't. I'm not really fussed. If you don't like me, this is who I am, type of thing. And as we do it more and we get more comfortable in being ourselves, we come into bloom and blossom. As we come into alignment, it's like sort of we're cracked open, and we bloom into the wonderful flowers that we all are. And we come from our heart. Our heart's cracked open, we're cracked open, and, you know, it just, a beautiful unfolding. Okay, the card above, we've got the Six of Cups here, the reuniting water hole, and maybe it's yourself, your true self, that you're being reunited with. Okay, it doesn't have to be anybody external. I mean, it can be, because, you know, we're in Mercury retrograde season, but it can be just that coming back to yourself, the truth of who you are, that heart-centered spirit and spiritual being, just really just connecting and coming into alignment with that. And as we do that, as we align, it changes life for us, the Wheel of Fortune. And this is the great wheel that is always turning, the turning of the year, the turning of the day. And the evolution of us even. Because, yeah, as we come into alignment, I always see it, it's almost like sort of loads of cogs, or I don't know what you call them. So, you know, when you've got a key or something, or a safe, and you've got the little, everything's got to click in first, everything's got to come into alignment, and then the key turns, or the safe opens, or, you know, everything clicks into place, and it just sort of opens up. It's very opening up today, isn't it? We're all opening up. It's Beltaine, we're opening up. Let's all open up. But it's true, that's how it happens. So, yeah, get into alignment and open up. The clarifiers. So, we've got the King of Swords, the Father of the Night, and we've got an owl here. Owls are amazing. their feathers are silent, and you know, they see, their eyes are tuned to the darkness, what's in the shadows, swooping in. You know, we were talking about this and some, everything being suddenly lit up, swooping into the darkness and getting the thing, the prey. What is it that's holding a spool? What is it that needs to be released? Okay, seeing it in the dark. And with that, we've got the Knight of Wands, the kind-hearted moose, and I'm getting the message of heart-centered consciousness, uniting our hearts and our minds. When we see into the shadow world, when we come into alignment, when we open up, when it's cracked open and the light gets in our hearts or whatever, then sort of it changes us. We see sort of the bigger universal truths, and we come into that heart-centered consciousness, and then that brings joy. Oh, joy, 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 joy. The Ten of Cups, the joyous sky, of just, you know, we've got these orcas or whales here. They're just sort of, just like they would like in the sea, they're just jumping, and in and out of the clouds, in a state of ecstatic joy. And when all this falls into place, when sort of, you know, the clock falls into place, it's like the sudden awakening, the sudden, oh, now I see. And it cracks us open. It unleashes ecstatic joy. Okay. And the cards underneath, which is what's going on in the subconscious, just outside, can't see it, can sense it. Okay, we've got the shaman, the medicine healer, and it's about, because we do this, we become the shaman of our lives, the healer of our lives. You know, sort of, we find our own medicine that heals our lives. And again, it's often some sort of surprise. Ta-da! They weren't expecting. And so that cracks everything open. Okay, and when we do that, then we can walk away from our old self and ascend. The Eight of Cups, the high door. So all the broken cups of who we used to be below here, and we just climb up the steps and we ascend to a higher version, a more evolved version of who we are, in alignment, becoming the ever unfolding rose, blooming and blossoming. And Beltaine is just the time for blooming and blossoming. I'm always reminded, you know, with sort of nature reveals everything to us. And years ago, when I had my dogs, I had 2 rescue German Shepherds, and you know, walk them every morning, every lunchtime, every evening. And so, you know, living in a city, often it would be the same routes and everything, the wild parts of the park and things like that. And so you see the change in, when you're paying attention, you see the changes in nature. And it takes roughly about 7 days, I would say, to see discernible changes in nature. And go, oh, well, that's definitely moved on, that's fallen down, that's come up, etc., etc. And the thing about Beltaine, okay, so nettles. Okay, so the nettles from last year, you know, in the autumn, they've all died. And they're like grey-brown stalks with dead leaves on and everything. But what I found was they're still upright until Beltaine. And it's at Beltaine time that the new, fresh growths of nettle were big enough and strong enough to actually knock over the dead nettles from the year before, that then they would actually, you know, mulch down into the ground and become the compost for new growth and everything. But yeah, we always think of like spring starts and everything, and in bulk, and but the real, for me, it's Beltane that the real transformation happens. Okay, that's Beltane and Samhain. That cross angle is when at Beltane we've come through spring equinox, and by the time we get to Beltane, there's enough light for everything to go crazy and burst into bloom and blossom, and the trees unfurling all their leaves and everything. Obviously, this is for the northern hemisphere. Likewise, at Samhain, you know, we've had autumn equinox, and then you get a few weeks later, 6 weeks, 7 weeks later, 6 weeks later, you get Samhain, and that's sort of the proper descending into the dark, into the night. So these cross this axis of the wheel of the year is when you see the real transformation energy from the darkness into the light, but also from the light going back into the darkness. So we're at that transition point. This axis, the Beltane Samhain axis, is actually my favourite two parts of the wheel of the year. And often it is in Taurus season, in May, when some of the biggest transformations happen in my life, some of the biggest awarenesses, the old, you know, being pushed over and the new coming through. It's probably in May when I've had if you was to sort of note the different months of the year and when I'd had tower moments, I'm guessing May season would be, Beltane May season would be when I have the month where I have the most towers, you know, regularly looking at it, analysing the data year on year on year. May is when the big transformations happen. If I've been going with it and everything's okay, then it's like, da-da, mind-opening moments. It's like, aha. If I've been holding on to things I shouldn't have been holding on to, and it was time, yeah, she's not let go of them yet, give her a tower moment. We'll pull the rug from under her. So that for me, that's always May. It's like, okay, this is the transformation. So, rambled on a bit there, didn't I? Hopefully you can make sense of it. But anyway, I hope the reading did resonate for you. I hope that you've got something from it. If you did, then please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Click on the wiggly bell for notifications when I'm releasing readings. If you'd like a personal reading from me, then please email me at the email address below this video in the descriptions box. Have a wonderful Beltane, whether you're celebrating it now or the 1st of May, or like me, you're building up and a crescendo in at the full moon on Friday, full moon lunar eclipse on Friday, an astrological Beltane. You know, enjoy. I wish you well, and thank you for watching, and until next time, thank you. Made a bit of a mess of that, didn't I? You know what I mean. Those of you that are regular with me, you know what I meant. Anyway, have a fabulous Beltane. I love you all. Oh, and now we've got the clicker that won't click. I'm just going to get up and I'm just going to turn it off myself.